Everybody, welcome to Storm Talk. Meteorologist Brian Good here, back with you again after my staycation. It's now over. But it's time to get back to a busy weather pattern for most of the country, including us here in Wave Country. Now, on the Storm Talk monitoring board, this is where we look at the potential for maybe strong thunderstorms. In some cases, could even be severe. Two dates that are possibilities, and we'll look at those two dates here in a second. One will be tomorrow, and the other one may be over the weekend here, although a lot of the trends, at least today so far, indicate we may be able to take that one off the table completely, but we'll take this one day at a time. At the moment, it is 80 degrees here in town, a little breezy outside, gust at about 26 miles per hour. Nice cumulus field has developed out there. 7, very common, a lot of 7s everywhere, from North Vernon all the way to Litchfield at this hour. I think we'll top out, I would say, close to 85, 86 here in the city. We've got a few more hours of warming. It depends on how much of the cumulus field thickens up. That may slow the thermometer down just a bit. But the activity today is going to be mainly focused around Chicago. This upper level low moving across the Twin Cities. It's got a front draped with it. Perfect setup here for severe weather to break out in Chicago. We will get the leftovers from that later tonight. Now, most of this activity, since the low is tracking almost to southern Canada, the front is going to be tilting as it goes into the overnight. So it'll lose its severe weather characteristics, but likely maintain at least some showers along that boundary as it moves to about I-64, and then it stops. That front will hang out during the day tomorrow, and that will then become the focal point for thunderstorm activity to develop. So for today, main action again around Chicago. Tomorrow, big time outbreak, still progged for the Plain States, although the cap is coming in pretty strong on some of the latest soundings here. So they have some bust potential here in the Plains, but if they can get through that, it could be a rather robust day on severe weather. Locally, we're in the marginal risk, and that looks very well verified on all the data. Here's the RPM, our in-house model, showing us in the 80s today. Tonight, here's that boundary that sags down from the north. Again, a few downpours possible for the morning commute, mainly north of 64. And then we'll heat things up, and we'll see showers and thunderstorms begin to react to the warming of the day. Now, where they pop can certainly vary. It could be north of 64, it could be right along 64 or just south. Models kind of varying on each model run how the boundary will ignite over us, but there is a small little piece of energy, very small little vort moving out of Illinois that may kick up perhaps a better chance for something a little more organized to pass through as we get into Tuesday evening, and that'll pass in, almost have a very MCS or mesoscale convective complex kind of look to it as it passes through here. And then on Wednesday, another round of showers and storms. At this point, the front is still draped over, so we can see by the wind arrows, it is basically a warm front to the south of 64, and then still more of a cold front characteristic north. That front will be moving northbound as we head into Wednesday afternoon there. But here is the latest on from Pivotal Weather. This is our dew point from GFS for tomorrow. It is going to be humid. If the GFS verifies, dew point's around 70. Yes, that sticky air that we always dread is showing up along the front. So some heavy downpours can take place as far as instability goes. And we've got some CAPE. We do have some. It's nothing like what they have out here to the west. You can tell that by the colors already. But there's enough that there can be a decent, what we call a good thermodynamic field that will set up along the front if we get enough heating to produce these thunderstorms. As far as ability to have, say, rotating storms, that ability is really just not really happening here locally. More of an issue as you back to the west once again. And as far as a cap goes, which will be our saving grace in a sense to protect us, we don't really have a cap tomorrow, so it won't take much to get thunderstorms in general. Nothing really, I'm not referring to severe weather, I'm just saying in general, thunderstorms to bubble up. There's not much, there's no lid to prevent that, so they should begin to bubble no problem, but the cap could be a problem to our west. Here's the sounding from the GFS. You can see automatically it's giving us an indicator of severe potential. It's not really showing anything significant. When you look at the sounding, yes, it is certainly a saturated sounding. There's a bit of pocket of dry air in the mid-levels, which is a little concerning for maybe some downburst type winds, some downdrafts in some cases if we get quite warm, warmer than expected, I should mention. Our convective temp on this sounding looks to be, let's see if I can find it here real quick. It's hard to read this. You guys are reading this the same as I am. There it is, 78 degrees is the convective temp. We should easily hit that, if not exceed that tomorrow. That's the point when the atmosphere begins to bubble up with thunderstorms. And so again, that's another indicator of really no worries about a cap for our region. So again, nothing crazy here. We're talking about hail is a possibility, some gusty winds. Here's the NAM showing the vort that's moving out of Illinois, and that's why there could be some enhancement if some hailstones in some cases, maybe up to about dime. Quarter size is possible. I think dime it may be more common, maybe nickels. But once you get 1 inch in diameter, that's when you're talking about a warning that could come out. And if damaging winds could hit or exceed 58 miles per hour, that could also issue a warning. That looks to be isolated along this boundary. We will watch that vort, though. I think there's a potential that vort may have the best opportunity to produce those winds, could produce warnings. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. So I can see why it's a marginal risk. Here's the WRF model that picks out. You see where the boundary is to the north, but you can also see that little vort that comes out and has kind of an MCS kind of look to it as it drifts on through. So I'm not talking about this a lot to say it's going to be a big deal. I'm talking about it to explain it to you guys that it's something we'll monitor hour by hour, but there's nothing that's alarming. All right, moving into Wednesday and Thursday. Warm front's already to our past, way to our north. We're going to have nocturnal activity. It looks like as we head into Wednesday night into Thursday morning, showers and some thunderstorms, but mainly just heavy rain. I don't really see a severe potential with that low. And the way it's looking now, dry air will punch in time to where Thursday afternoon and night into Friday, looking pretty good. That leads us to the weekend. Here's the Canadian. Now, we're going to have to watch this low as it moves out of the plains Saturday and Sunday. It'll have a warm front that'll pass through here on Saturday. At this point, it looks to be kind of a rainy day on Saturday, some thunder. Severe risk doesn't seem very promising at this point. I think we'll have enough cloud cover and rain to limit our instability. The low is forecast to pass very close to wave country. The warm sector will be down here to the southeast of us. So at this point, it's not looking that impressive on the midday runs today. And even the latest GFS in the upper layers is showing the 850 low tracking pretty much right over wave country as well. So yes, there will be some helicity to work with or some rotation to deal with some shear there, but at the same time, there's not a lot of instability to tap into that if we stay kind of cloudy and showery. So we'll watch this low. It's still early in the game. A lot could change. A shift in Illinois and Indiana could certainly impact the severe potential on over the weekend. All right, and then we get into Derby week. Most of the week, early week, looks cool and dry the way it's looking now, but here it is on the GFS for Derby morning. It's showing some 30s. Yes, 37, 36, that's the average that you would get potentially frost to develop. That's a possibility if we stay clear. I say if because we do, at least on the GFS, have a weak low that's going to be passing through this trough as we head into Derby day. That could increase the cloud cover. So we may start off clear early in the day, then cloud up Derby midday into the afternoon. Maybe some showers Derby night. Hopefully that'll miss the race entirely. But because the increase in cloud cover, the GFS then is going to go with anomalies, a temperature anomaly of about 10 to 15 degrees below where they should be for the 7th day of May. That leads to highs only in the 50s. Ugh, that is ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. It's just one model's idea. So we're not ready to, a couple things. We're not ready to pull the trigger yet on the idea that there's going to be frost. We just have to monitor that. You got to have a lot of factors. Clear sky is a big one, and that's not a guarantee yet. Does look cool, but as far as rain goes and how things are going to play out on Derby Day, with a feature that small, the timing on that could change up to a full day, if not 2 days, before or after Derby. So there's still some wiggle room there, so don't panic yet on your outfits. But we'll monitor that. All right, guys, that's it for now. Stay tuned for our forecast day beginning at 5, and of course, we'll monitor the thunderstorm potential throughout the day tomorrow. I will see you on TV.